But let me refresh you and take a little recap of her past so we can talk about the present and the future. Almost 30 years ago, a shocking incident rocked the nation and dominated the news. In a sleepy Virginia town, Lorena Bobbitt drew global attention when she dismembered her husband, John's private part, with a kitchen knife and threw it out the car window, claiming that he sexually assaulted her. John denied abusing his wife and claimed he was an abused husband. Ultimately, Lorena and John were both charged with separate crimes and then both acquitted. Painted as a vengeful, unhinged wife, Lorena was a punchline on late-night shows and in headlines, but maintained that she was a terrified and trapped young woman who endured years of alleged domestic abuse and finally snapped. Today, Lorena is an advocate for domestic abuse survivors. She founded the Lorena Gallo Foundation and creates safe spaces for victims, providing the support that she says she needed. Lorena lives with her longtime partner and their daughter in that same small Virginia town where she became infamous decades ago. Her story lives on. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lorena Gallo.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I mean, I'm freaking out to meet you. I really am. Let me just say, one of the things that I really admire about you is that you dismembered your husband, you chucked it out the window, you became like the butt of jokes. And when I see you hearing and talking about it, you have a sense of humor. You are in on the joke. You allow people to giggle or be uncomfortable. And how do you manage that? Because I felt like a punchline too. I was washed up. They're very different circumstances, but I oddly relate a bit to the feelings of how do I ever change this narrative about me?
Well, it's part of being human to actually, I look at my story as this big tree that turns into branches. Yes, we talk about serious issues like domestic abuse, women's issues, sexual assault, marital rape, but also has a bizarre twist into my own story, which is the jokes and also the humor in it. And I said to myself, well, you know, I am human too, and I have to learn to live with. And it's very sad not to minimize the horrors that domestic violence implicates on a person, because it really drains you not only mentally, physically, but psychologically. It really takes a big step onto women's health and anybody who is a victim of domestic abuse. So to actually separate myself from that and became the punchline of jokes and people making all kinds of, you know, I was basically like a cartoon character that, you know, people can't get away from it. So I have to take my life back and basically turn it around. And I said, well, it's part of humans to joke about. It's part of, you know, we live with jokes all around. And I had to understand that. And once you understand that part that comes with the nature of being human, then you're basically, it's part of the healing process. It took a long time to actually to get to where I am right now. It's really psychologically. I mean, I was lucky to have doctors that helped me go through that process, and you know, to start the healing process. It took years. I mean, I can laugh about it, joke about it now, but really, it's not a laughing matter when, you know, the more we talk and the more we get involved in as an advocate of domestic abuse, sexual assault, and marital rape. But I have to create a balance. And when I'm a keynote speaker for colleges and universities, and when I do that, in order for me to reach out and to connect with the young generation, you have to basically introduce humor to it. And my story has that. And so basically, this is my platform, and I utilize it to help others to escape domestic abuse.
I
I love that. I love that you are able to humanize and humor. I love that you didn't run away. You still live in the small town. You are a fierce advocate for women. I mean, that is the opposite of hiding.
Yes.
There's so many layers.